Hello students, I am explaining chapter 1 chemical reactions and equation for class 10 science, and in this video I am going to solve NCERT questions which are present on page number 15. So here I am going to start with question number 6. Already I have completed the solution and explanation of question number 1 to question number 5 and I have uploaded the video. Please go through my channel and watch the videos. If you are not yet subscribed my channel, then please consider subscribing my channel. So now in this video we will start with the solution of question number 6. So let's start with question number 6. Question number 6 is balance the following chemical equations. So here we have some 4 equations, that is A, B, C and D. So this is the question and we have to balance these all the equations. So you can see here I have written answer and I have written the whole balanced chemical equation here. Now I will explain you how to balance this equation. Now here the reaction is HNO3 plus CaOH twice gives CaNO3 twice, and then here it is H2O. So what is balancing? Balancing meaning is number of atoms on the left hand side should be equal to number of atoms on the right hand side. So this is left hand side and this is right hand side. Both the side number of atoms should be equal. Now see, start calculating the number of atoms. So in this side, left hand side, if you see hydrogen, here it is 1 and here we have hydrogen 2 because here it is OH twice. So total hydrogen on the left hand side we have 3. If you see same thing on the right hand side, here we have hydrogen only here, that is 2. So it is not equal. We have to balance this number of hydrogen. And to balance this hydrogen, what we have to do? Either we have to make this 3 as 4 and this 2 has equal to 4. And to make it equal, what we can do it? Here we can write 2 on the left hand side near HNO3. So it becomes here 2 and 2 plus 2 will become 4. I hope you are understanding. And the same way I can write here also right hand side 2. So 2 into 2 will become 4. And like this we have balanced hydrogen. Now we will move with the next one. But before going to the next, if you see when I write here 2 on the left hand side, hydrogen will become 2, nitrogen will also become 2 and oxygen will become 6. So whenever you are writing any coefficient, remember this coefficient will be applied to all the atoms beside that number. So that you have to remember. Same way if you see on the right hand side, when I write 2 here beside water, hydrogen becomes 4, oxygen becomes 2. So that you have to remember whenever you balance the next atoms. Now we will balance the next one, that is nitrogen. So now if we see nitrogen on the left hand side here, how many nitrogens we have? 2. So I'll write it here 2. And on the right hand side, where is nitrogen? Nitrogen is here in the form of NO3. And if you see it is NO3 bracket, then it is 2. So 2 is applicable for N as well as O. So N is already 2 here. So left hand side also 2, right hand side also 2. So N is already balanced. No need to balance N here. Now we will focus on the next, that is oxygen. If you see here oxygen on the left hand side, here it is O3 and already I have written 2. So 2 3s are 6. So here oxygen is 6. On the right hand side, if you see, how many oxygens we have? We have 3 2s are 6. Sorry, here if you see oxygen, here it is 6 and here also we have oxygen in CaOH twice. So how many oxygen we have? 2. So this 6, this 2, total will become here 8. So this we have to remember because oxygen is present in HNO3 as well as CaOH twice. So both oxygen we have to see. I'll repeat once again. In HNO3, oxygens are 6. I have written already. In CaOH twice, oxygens are 2. So total oxygen on the left hand side is 8. In the same way, if you see on the right hand side, oxygens here in CaNO3 twice, here it is 6. And in water, oxygens are 2. So total oxygens are 8. So therefore, oxygen on the left hand side and right hand side, both the side we have balanced. No need to change the oxygen numbers. Now we will move with the next one, that is calcium. If you see calcium on the left hand side, how many we have? We have only one calcium. And if you see on the right hand side, how many calcium we have? Only one. So this is also balanced. So hydrogen is balanced, nitrogen is balanced, oxygen is balanced, even calcium is balanced. Now if you see, the whole reaction is balanced. And this is the way to balance the chemical equation. So according to this, if you see now our answer, it is 2HNO3 plus CaOH twice gives CaNO3 twice plus 2H2O. So here this is the balanced chemical equation. Now we are going to move with the second one. So let me clean this. Now we will see the second reaction, that is B, I'll write it here. NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. So this is the reaction. So this is left hand side, and here this is right hand side, that is product side. So start balancing the atoms. So if you see on the right hand side, first we will start with sodium itself. So sodium, how many we have? We have one sodium. This side sodium, how many we have? We have two. So you can see here Na2. So we have two sodium. To make it equal, I can write here 2. See here, I'm writing 2 beside NaOH. So when I write 2, Na becomes 2 and both the side Na will get balanced. So sodium has got balanced. Now we will move with oxygen. If you see oxygen here on the NaOH side, because I have written 2, oxygen became 2 here, and H2SO4 has again 4 oxygen. So total oxygens became 6 on left hand side. Same way, if you see on right hand side, Na2SO4 oxygens are 4 and water has oxygen 1. So here water has oxygen 1, that's why we have to balance this oxygen. And to balance it, I will write it here 2. When I write 2 on the H2O side, oxygen becomes 2. So 4 plus 2 will become 6. Now see here, oxygen is also balanced. Now we will move with the next one, that is hydrogen. If you see on the NaOH side, here how many hydrogens we have? We have only one hydrogen, and this here we have two hydrogen. Total hydrogens are how many? Sorry, here it is not 1. Already I have written 2 here. So 2 and 2. So two hydrogens total will be 4 hydrogens. And on the right hand side, if you see already here 2 twos are 4. So hydrogens are 4. And that's why hydrogen is also balanced. So here we have balanced sodium, oxygen and hydrogen. Now the remaining is only S. If you see S, how many S we have on the left hand side? It is 1. And how many S we have on the right hand side? It is also 1. So S is also balanced. And like this, we have balanced the second reaction. That is 2NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. So write down the reaction. See here, answer what I have written. 2NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 and 2H2O. So this is also a balanced chemical equation. So this was the first one and this was the second one. Now we are going to move with the third one. So the next one, that is C, I'll write it here. It is NaCl plus AgNO3 gives AgCl plus NaNO3. Now if you see this reaction again, this is left hand side and this is right hand side. Number of atoms on both the side must be equal to balance the chemical equation. Now see here, Na how many we have on the left hand side? 1. Even right hand side, how many Na we have? 1. So it is balanced. Next, Cl how many we have on the left hand side? It is 1. How many Cl on the right hand side? It is 1. So it is also balanced. Next, we will see Ag also 1. Right hand side Ag also 1. It is also balanced. Now see here nitrogen. How many nitrogen? 1. Here also nitrogen 1. This is also balanced. I think almost the reaction is balanced. Oxygens are 3 and here also oxygens are 3. So this reaction is already balanced. No need to balance this reaction. So see here NaCl plus AgNO3 gives AgCl and NaNO3. So this is the balanced chemical equation. There will be some reaction which will be already balanced. So therefore no need to balance. So this was the answer for C. Now we are going to move with D. So let me clean this. So next is D. So the reaction is BaCl2 plus H2SO4 gives BaSO4 plus HCl. So this is the reaction and we have to balance. So again, as usual, I will write this is left hand side and this is right hand side. So start calculating the number of atoms. Ba how many? Left hand side 1. On right hand side 1. Yes, balanced. Cl how many? Left hand side 2. Here Cl is only 1. So you can see here Cl is only 1. And to make it equal, I'll write it here 2. When I write here 2, Cl becomes 2. And now it is balanced. I hope you're understanding. Now is H. Hydrogen on the left hand side is 2. And right hand side, because I have written here 2, hydrogen also became 2. And that's why hydrogen is balanced. Now if you see yes on the left hand side is 1 and right hand side is also 1. So this is also balanced. Oxygen on the left hand side is 4 and right hand side it is also 4. So this is also balanced. So just by writing 2 on the right hand side, the whole reaction has got balance. So the balanced equation is BaCl2 plus H2SO4 gives BaSO4 and 2HCl. So this is the balanced chemical equation, and this is the method that is called trial error method to balance the chemical equation. So this was the answer for question number 6. I hope you will understand. Now I'll move with question number 7. Question number 7 is write the balanced chemical equation for the following reaction. So here the question or the reaction is given in the form of words. We have to write in the form of formula and then balance. So the first one is calcium hydroxide plus calcium dioxide gives calcium carbonate plus water. So what is calcium hydroxide? It is CaOH twice. Calcium dioxide CO2, calcium carbonate CaCO3, and water is H2O. So these symbols we have to add use in this equation. So here I have written answer CaOH twice plus CO2 gives CaCO3 plus H2O. And now we have to see the reaction is balanced or no. So just check once again. Let me write it on the other side. So this is the reaction, that is CaOH twice plus CO2 gives CaCO3 plus H2O. Now, the same way, this is LHS side. I'll write on the top so that it will be easy to understand. And this is RHS side. Now, if you calculate the atoms, see here, Ca how many on the left hand side? 1. On the right hand side, it is 1. So, same, balance. If you see oxygen, oxygen in this it is 2 because of twice, and here it is 2. So, total oxygens on the left hand side is 4. If you see on the right hand side, here it is 3 and here it is 1. So again, if you see total, it is 4, and that's why 4 and 4 will get balanced. Now next is hydrogen. Here hydrogens are 2. This side hydrogens are 2 in the water. So this is also balanced. Now the remaining is only carbon. Carbon here it is 1, and this side carbon is also 1. So this is also balanced. And because this reaction is also balanced by its own, no need to balance the reaction. So the answer is CaOH twice plus CO2 gives CaCO3 plus H2O. This is a balanced chemical equation. Now we are going to move with the second one, that is B. B is zinc plus silver nitrate gives zinc nitrate plus silver. So what is zinc? Zinc is Zn. Silver nitrate is AgNO3. Zinc nitrate is ZnNO3 twice. And silver is Ag. These are the symbols or the formulas of these all the words or these word equations. Now we will write now we will see how to balance this. So here I'll write Zn plus AgNO3. Here it is only NO3, no need of bracket. Gives Zn. Now there is a need of bracket because it is NO3 twice, and then there is a Ag. Now this is left hand side LHS, and this will be right hand side, that is RHS. So balance the number of atoms. How many zinc are there? 1. Here how many zinc? 1. So it is balanced. It is done. Then if you see next, how many Ag here? 1. This side how many Ag we have? 1. So this is also balanced. If you see N, how many N we have here? N is 1. But this side N are 2. Here, right hand side nitrogens are 2. Left hand side nitrogen is 1. So to balance this, we have to write here 2. And when I write 2 on the left hand side beside Ag and O3, Ag also changes. Ag it was 1, now it became 2. And on the right hand side Ag was 1, so here also we have to write 2 to make it same. So Ag has got balance because I have written 2, nitrogen this side also 2, right side also 2, so that is also got balance. And if you see oxygen, this side oxygen will become 6 due to writing 2, 2 to the 6. And here already oxygen 3 2s are 6. And because of this, the whole reaction has got balanced. So the balanced chemical equation is Zn plus 2 AgNO3. Remember, 2 I have written to balance. Then gives ZnNO3 twice and 2 Ag. So this is the balanced chemical equation. Now we will see the next one, that is P. So let me write it here itself. So aluminium is Al plus copper chloride is CuCl2 gives aluminium chloride, that is AlCl3, and copper. So here this is left hand side LHS and this side is right hand side RHS. Now start balancing. How many Al here? 1. How many Al this side? It is 1. So 1 1 it is balanced. There is no problem. If you see Cu, how many Cu this side? Here it is 1. And how many Cu this side? 1. So this is also balanced. If you see Cl, this side Cl are 2 and this side Cl are 3. Now this we have to balance, and to make it equal to balance, we have to make it both the side 6 and 6, then only it will get balanced. Remember, if one side it is 2 and one side it is 3, To make it equal, always remember you have to convert it into 6 and 6. And to make this 6 and 6, right hand side I'll write it 2 and left hand side I'll write it 3. So that 2 3s are 6 and 3 2s are 6. But because of writing 2 on the right hand side and 3 on the left hand side, copper and aluminium both are changing. So here now if you focus, if you go from the starting, aluminium left hand side is 1, right hand side is 2 now. To make it equal, I'll write it 2 here. If you see copper, left hand side is 3, right hand side was 1. So here also to make it equal, I'll write it 3. So this will also 3. So 3 3 will become equal. And of course, already Cl has become 6 6 and that is also balanced. And like this, we have balanced the third chemical equation. So remember, sometimes you will feel the reaction is balanced, but after some time, whenever you balance the remaining elements, earlier elements will change. So you have to be very careful. And this you will understand when you practice more and more reactions. And like this, the balanced chemical equation is 2 aluminium 2Al plus 3 CuCl2 gives 2 AlCl3 plus 3 Cu. So this was the answer for question C. Now we are going to move with D. Barium chloride plus potassium sulphate gives barium sulphate and potassium chloride. So let me write it here. Barium chloride plus potassium sulphate gives barium sulphate plus potassium chloride, KCl. Now start balancing. So see here Ba1, here also Ba1, it is already balanced. Cl here it is 2, but this side Cl is only 1, and to make it 2, I'll write it 2 here. So this will become 2 and this is also balanced. K is already 2 here, and because I have written 2 on the right hand side, K is 2. So this is also balanced. Yes, here it is 1. Right hand side, yes, is also 1, balanced. And oxygen, if you see, left hand side and right hand side, both the side oxygens are 4 and 4. And that's why just by writing 2 beside KCl, the reaction is balanced. The answer is BaCl2 plus K2SO4 gives BaSO4 and 2KCl. So this is the answer for question D. And this is the method to balance the chemical equation. Remember, sometimes like this word equations will be given sentences, you have to convert into their formula and then you have to balance the reaction. And how to write the formulas of these all, we have already studied in the last standard, that is 9th standard. For this, you should remember the oxidation states or the valency of all the atoms. If you know the valency, easily with the help of cross calculation or crossing method, we can find out the formula of any compound. For example, if you want to find out for barium chloride, see here, I'll write it. Barium chloride formula, if you want to know, then we should know Ba, oxidation state is +2, and Cl, oxidation state is -1. If you cross like this, then 2 will go on the other side, 1 will come on this side. So Ba will be 1, Cl will be 2. So atom should same, only number we have to cross. And therefore the formula becomes what? BaCl2. And the same thing we have taken in this. And this is the method to write the formulas of all the chemicals. I hope you will understand the answer of question number 7. Now I'll move with the next question, question number 8. Question number 8 is write the balanced chemical equation for the following and identify the type of reaction in each case. So here we have to balance and then we have to identify the type. As we all know that we have studied so many types. Decomposition reaction, combination reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction. So these are the types of reactions which you have studied in the chapter. If you don't know this explanation, you can go through my channel. I have explained all the types in detail with the example, and then you come to this video so that you will understand how I am writing the types of this reaction. So the first one, potassium bromide plus barium iodide gives potassium iodide plus barium bromide. So the reaction, balanced chemical reaction is this: KBr, potassium bromide, plus BaI2, barium iodide, plus potassium iodide and barium bromide. If you see here, left hand side, if you see the reaction, let me write it the reaction before balancing. Potassium bromide plus barium iodide then gives potassium iodide and barium bromide. So this is the reaction before balancing. If you focus this reaction, here Br are 2 and here I are 2. So to balance this, what we have to do is, see here, to balance this whole reaction, so what we can do it, K is 1, K is 1, Br here 1, but Br here 2. So I'll write it 2 on this side because to make Br 2. Same way now potassium became 2, so I'll write it 2 this side. Now potassium is also balanced. Now see what happened. Because I'm writing 2 here, iodine also got 2. So iodine also balanced. Barium is already 1 and 1. Now if you see here, sorry, 1 potassium 2 potassium, 2 Br, 1 Ba, 2 I. Now this side, 2 potassium, 2 I, 1 Ba and 2 Br. So if you focus this and this, balanced, this and this, balanced, this and this, balanced, and this is also balanced. So it is a balanced chemical equation. See, so fast I have done because I know I have practiced the reactions. So if you see this reaction, now K, this Br has displaced iodine and Ba has displaced potassium. So all the ions have exchanged. So this is the reaction where in the reactant all the ions, all the full complete ion has been exchanged, and such type of reaction is called as double displacement reaction. Two time displacement has occurred, once with Br and I and once with potassium and Ba. That's why this is a double displacement reaction. Now we are going to move with the next one. Now we will see the second one, that is zinc carbonate gives zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. So what is zinc carbonate? ZnCO3, zinc oxide ZnO, and carbon dioxide is CO2. So I'll write it here. Zinc carbonate gives zinc oxide plus CO2. Now see how many zinc? 1. Here also 1. How many C? 1. Here also 1. How many O? 3. And here how many O? Total 3. Now if you see, zinc and zinc is balanced, C and C is balanced, and even O and O is balanced. So the reaction is already balanced. No need to write any coefficient. Now see the type of reaction. The reactant is only 1 and products are how many? 2. So reactant has broken to give 2 products, and such type of reaction is called as decomposition reaction. So the type of reaction is decomposition reaction. Now we will move with the next one. Hydrogen plus chlorine gives hydrogen chloride. Very simple. H2 plus Cl2 gives HCl. And to balance, here we have written 2. Now if you see, here reactants are 2 and product is 1. So 2 reactants have combined to give 1 product. That's why the type of the reaction is combination reaction. The last one, D. Magnesium plus hydrochloric acid gives magnesium chloride plus hydrogen. So what is magnesium? It is Mg. Hydrochloric acid is HCl and magnesium chloride is MgCl2 plus hydrogen is H2. This is the reaction. If you see here, H2 and Cl is also 2, but this side it is 1 1, so I'll write it here 2, and if I write 2 here, the whole reaction will get balanced. Now if you see in the reactant side, this is 1 atom, here there are 2, this is one part, this is another part. So one part of the reactant, it is getting displaced by the other part, not whole. Remember, only one part of the reactant is getting displaced, and that's why the reaction is called a single displacement reaction. Double displacement means whole ions. If one ion is coming from here to here, then the other ion will go from this side to this side. If only one step it is displacing, this is called a single displacement reaction or just displacement reaction. So this is the type of reaction for D. This is the answer for question number 8. I hope you will understand the answer of this question. Now I'll move with next question. Question number 9. What does one mean by exothermic and endothermic reaction? Give example. So we have to explain what is exothermic and what is endothermic. Remember, therm, it is nothing but heat. So here also therm is nothing but heat. Exo means exit, giving out, and endo means inside, taking in. This is the hint which I am telling. So endothermic means heat is taking inside. Exothermic means heat is giving outside. Now see, exothermic reaction. The reaction in which heat is evolved, giving out. Heat is evolved with the formation of new products are called exothermic reaction. Very simple. In these reactions, the energy of the reactant is more than the energy of the product. So energy is released to complete the reaction. So energy of the reactant will be more than the product, and that's why to complete the reaction, energy all will be given out. So that is here I have written in the form of symbol. And what is the example? Complete combustion of methane gas produce carbon dioxide, water along with heat and light. So whenever we burn methane, it is a main gas in biogas. So when you burn biogas, you maybe have seen, when you burn the biogas, you will get heat and light, and with this there will be a byproduct CO2, H2O, complete combustion. So when we burn CH4, C combines with oxygen, gives CO2. H combines with oxygen and gives water. CO2, it is a gas which will liberate into the atmosphere, And water which is formed because of the presence of large heat, this water will be in the form of vapors, and this vapors, water vapors, will also evaporate or liberated into the atmosphere. That's why you will never see water when we burn biogas. And with that, heat will be liberated, even light. You maybe have seen blue color light will be coming out when you burn biogas. And because of this liberated heat, we use for cooking this biogas. Then another example for exothermic reaction is respiration and decomposition of vegetable matter. So these are the another examples which are there in the NCERT book. Now the next one is endothermic reaction, the reaction in which energy is absorbed or taken inside by the reactants to carry out the reaction are called endothermic reaction. So here energy is taken inside means reactant has got less energy. So see here, in this type of reaction, the energy of the reactant is less than the energy of the product, and that's why the energy is absorbed to complete the reaction. I hope you will understand this. The example is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, it is a process which is used by the plant to prepare food. So where plant absorbs sunlight in the presence of carbon dioxide and water. So carbon dioxide, that is CO2, and water which is already present into the plant, and in presence of these it will absorb sunlight. In presence of chlorophyll, it prepares glucose and release oxygen. So see here, CO2 plus H2O. In presence of sunlight, it gives glucose and oxygen. So this is glucose, that is C6H12O6, and this is oxygen which is released. So to complete this process, sunlight is absorbed. If there is no sunlight, this process will not take place. Because these reactants have got less energy, they absorb the energy from the sunlight and complete the reaction. And remember, this 6 and this 6 is used to balance the chemical equation. So this is about what is exothermic and what is endothermic reactions. I hope it will help you. Please make note of this, all the notes. It will help you to prepare for your exams. Now I'll move to the next question. Question number 10. Why is respiration considered an exothermic reaction? Explain. So already in the last question I had told, respiration is one of the example for exothermic reaction. So we have to explain now why it is an exothermic reaction. So see, respiration is considered an exothermic reaction because it releases energy in the form of heat. So in cellular respiration, glucose react with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water and energy. This process can be shown like this. So in our body, whenever digestion takes place, the food will be broken down into glucose, and this glucose will mix in the blood, and blood will carry these all the glucose to all cells. So cells will have this glucose, and in the cell, when oxygen enters, this glucose will combine with the oxygen and burn. So see here, glucose reacts with oxygen and gives carbon dioxide, water, and with this it liberates large amount of energy in the form of heat. And this energy our body uses to perform many metabolic activities. The reaction can be shown like this. C6H12O6 plus oxygen gives CO2 plus water plus energy. Energy is used by the body. CO2 will be given out by exhaling, and water, some amount of water will be used by the body, and extra water will be removed out through excretion. During this reaction, the chemical energy stored in the glucose is released. Part of this energy is used by the body for various life processes, and the remaining energy is released as heat. So remember, whatever energy is released in this reaction, some amount of energy will be used. So whatever energy is released here, some amount of energy is used by the body to perform various processes, and remaining energy will be released in the form of heat, and that's why the human body or the animal's body will be a little bit hot. So since energy, especially heat, is given out during respiration, it is classified as exothermic reaction. So remember, some amount of energy will be released in the form of heat. So heat is coming out, and that's why this process, respiration, is classified as exothermic reaction. So this was the answer for question number 10. So in this video, I have solved 5 questions, question number 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Remaining questions, I'll prepare a separate video for those. So if you like my videos, share my videos with your friends, and if you're getting little bit also help from these all the videos, then please consider subscribing my channel. Thank you so much.